I think the other side of that coin is also that those things tend to happen not by design, meaning I think a lot of the what we see as mistrust and operationalizing and red tape of employees is not a conscious decision that management sits down with and says, okay, how should we think about how we engage with our employees? I just don't think that happens. What ends up happening is you have a cluster of events and sometimes maybe even one event that happens, and then management scrambles and they say, okay, we have to plug that, hole in our defense system and put a new policy in place. So at Apple, I'm guessing someone was, stealing goods and selling them on eBay or
Hmm.
something, and so rather than addressing kind of the larger why is this happening, it's okay, well, let's put this new policy in place that we're going to scan, bags as people go in and out. And I've seen it all over the place where sometimes it really is an issue. And sometimes it's like a one-off happened and now all of a sudden we have a new policy because, someone did something stupid. And so now we have a policy in place to protect that one thing from ever happening again. And then before you know it, you have this whole dictionary, this like massive collection of rules that we have to live by that are reactionary responses to some event happening in the past where we said, well, that wasn't ideal. And again, instead of like thinking about it from a cultural standpoint or why did that happen, it's well, let's just put in a policy so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that's what it is more times than not, a reaction to one thing that happened that becomes another policy, and then you're overburdened with it.
Yeah.
Because there are times like I see stuff just every day, and it's like, what did one person have to do to get this thing created, or this warning label on a product?
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen those as well. I'm like, I wish I was there for when that thing happened that caused that sign to go up because that
Yeah,
sounds interesting. Yeah.
exactly. And yeah, like, when you start to have this, like, it removes any kind of judgment call employees can make.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
any kind of judgment call, whether it's customer facing, employee only, you can't make a judgment call.
No.
Everybody's treated the same. Everyone has to respond like robots. And this is the policy. And, like, again, not looking to the spirit of the policy, but, just adhering to the letter of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, it's putting in these policies for a lot of times edge cases, and sometimes it may be slightly larger. But to your point, it's we're removing the autonomy of people to evaluate and use their best judgment. And sometimes it may be the right call. Sometimes it's just kind of silly. One example that I often think of.